All right, so this is Mike from MBoxWave.com. Um, Wanted to do a video today. We're going to see how it turns out. I'm looking at crude oil, with the breakout of the Israel-Hamas war. Thought we'll give a crack at trading oil today. And so, right now it's about 8:40 something in the morning, so a bit pre-market, and wanted to do some analysis. Let's zoom out. I'd like to zoom out even more. 5-minute chart. So, in the news and everything, it was reported, oil skyrocketed. Well, here it jumped, right, due to the conflict from Friday to Sunday. It went boop. And it's, on a sort of zoomed out level, looks like it's just, in a range here. So the whole Monday sort of kind of range, and so we're entering Tuesday, and I'm hoping we'll get some movement here. We'll see what happens. If the oil continues going up, back to this previous, pushing 90 level, or is it going to correct back to here? Whenever there's news, it affects the markets, and then there's a lot of speculation, and it can go either way. But we're going to be looking at the indicators to guide us, see if we can find some trades, right? So on the 5-minute, it looks like it's just been ranging this like since Sunday. But on the 1-minute chart, I see some more patterns here. So even though it looked like a range on the 5-minute, on the 1-minute, Monday looks to be, sort of trending down here. Well, that's the afternoon, but that's the latest that we have here. Sort of trending down, then it popped up. What I'm seeing is that, this level got tested and price retreated, and also, this level as support. So we are in sort of this range, this being the upper, this being the lower, and price kind of moved down, it popped up, now it's sort of moving down again. It looks this looks bearish here since price is moving down. So we'll see. The fact that price stopped here, that's important, and it stopped here. All right, so we'll see what we can do here. Zooming in, I'm going to wait, for the open, and see if we get some opportunity here. So, but I'll use these lines as sort of my guide here. We'll see if we, get back up or go down. So I'll come back a bit later, probably when the market's open. All right, so we're back, and I entered a short position. Sorry, maybe that the mic was far away. So I entered a short position, and I'll explain the reason why. See, we've been sort of in this range, and from the top of it, maybe it doesn't look like much has happened. But that's why the indicators are there to guide the way, right? What got me interested in going short around here, there was a number of points of confluence, but if we look at this MBox histogram, this selling here, right? If we zoom out right here, this is our selling block right here. So that's a spike in selling. So even though price doesn't look like price, well, it did come down, but it hasn't, broken out of this range here. There's a large amount of selling here, significant, right? So I don't have to, I don't have to guess when I think price is going to move. The indicators show me, right? So we had a lot of selling here, and the cumulative delta selling is also, picking up here. It's nowhere the Monday's range yet, but you know could be a start. That's not the only reason why I got in, So we had our selling here. I haven't done typing in a chart in a while. But what I really liked here was price going up here. This is a smaller box than this, but there's more buying. So more buying was spent, but achieved less length. That's a effort result situation here. I won't say that it's no result, but it's less result. Usually I say no result, but I mean there is a result. It's just it took more buying and it achieved less length, so it struggled, right? Right. So then after that, we had this pullback here. We had a nice double algorithm. We had a sell imbalance of minus 25 and a Stooges minus 25, meaning there's more selling than buying on this up move, right? And, we crossed over here. Crossed over. The bids here outpacing. So I'll write that down. The bids outpacing. We got the crossover. So it's sort of like, we see the transition, that's the bet I'm making on the short side, transition to selling, where on the, going up, we had a struggle with effort, no result, right? We also hit previous level of resistance, right? And this is important because at this resistance level, that's where we have the effort, no result. I don't know why I didn't write effort, no result, but that's what it is. All right. So I put my stop above the swing, and I put my profit at this level. I don't know if we're going to reach this low. That's just where I threw it. Maybe I'll have to adjust it. I'll be watching the technical analysis to see what happens. All right. Also, we had a drop here since we hit this peak here. Boom. We had a drop in buying. We had a drop in buying. You can see it just went boom, boom, splatter down. The other thing that I'd like to show here is that there was a buildup in selling. If we look at it, it's increasing these blocks of selling here, over the long term, right? Whereas the buying has sort of flatlined, it's just sort of flatlined. You see it's about the same, or it's similar. If we take to the peak, here we can definitely see an increase in selling. Here the buying is not really, if we had expected price to break out further, there should have been more buying, right? So it didn't, let me back up. So with the cumulative selling, we did also see this increase here. Here and here, not so much, but we finally saw the big block here, and we crossed over, right? So that's a lot of points of confluence. We've got, we're hitting previous resistance here. That's 1. We got a pullback, that's 2. Double algo, that's another 2, that's 4. Effort no result, that's 5. Drop in buying, that's 6. MBox selling, that's 7. Expansion of the selling in the MBox histogram, that's 8. Expansion in the cumulative delta selling, that's 9. Got the crossover, that's 10. Bid outpacing, that's 11. So I got at least 11 points of confluence here. All right. So that's the gold standard, 10 plus. That's what I've always been talking about. If you can just be patient, the nice setups. And look, now we're starting to make some movement. This is what I was waiting for. Well, counting on. Nothing's a sure thing, but looked like things were in our favor. And it looks like we're getting, a large amount of selling here as well. Okay, now it looks like the pace, the bid pace is exploding, right? So when this happens, it could be climactic. It exploded. Do you see? And the only indicator that tells us this here is the X pace. Well, this also jumped up, the cumulative, and this is also growing, but it's really pronounced in the X pace, and I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna take profit right now because this is just so substantial. Usually I go for the 5K nut, so I just things are quite bearish, but this is very pronounced, very pronounced. So I decided to exit due to the technical analysis. Because when things jump up so quickly, it could be climactic, it could continue, or it could be climactic. I'm not sure at this point, so I locked in my profits. Right? Because again, look at this selling. So we have more selling, but we have substantially more pace than here. So that's kind of what got me a little concerned, right? If the pace here on this initial sell was higher, like even up to here, I think probably I would have let it ride. This got me concerned that this might be climactic. We're not far from that line I drew previously. Maybe it's going to hit it. I don't know. We'll see if I made the right call or not. But I'm going to pause the video and come back in a little bit. All right, so we're back, and I put another ad on here after this bid total control. I'm shorting again and, aiming for the same profit line with the stop above this total bid control bar. So, in essence, this was, to me, looking at it, we almost hit that line I drew, which was the previous level of support, right? We almost hit it. I drew it from here. I mean, these things are subjective, right? Okay, we don't know exactly. If I drew it a little higher and held on, then I would have hit it, but yeah, that's not what happened. I went based on technical analysis. So the thing is, from, the glance of things, it looks like selling is contracting. At the same time, the buying is contracting. So it's sort of conflicting here, right? We have a divergence here because we had this buying block and total offer control. Then we had this buying block, total control, but there's less buying. So we have a divergence of buying and total offer control. Buying and / total offer control. So that's what got me interested in taking this short because the demand hasn't stepped in yet. The demand is 99 on less buying. That's another divergence. We have 99 here and less buying. So we have a demand of 99 versus buying divergence. Okay. So we have the buying and total offer control divergence. We have a demand of 99 and buying convergence in the MBox histogram because it's less. Now, the overall selling is decreasing, which doesn't make it super bearish right now, but to me this looks like it's a sort of corrective behavior, right? And the fact that we have more buying here than here is because the volatility came in, right? So sort of the bet I'm making is that this is more of corrective here buying than the start of a new move up because the demand just isn't there and we've got these two divergences and we're still, just because we popped up here and buying doesn't mean we're all of a sudden going up. Overall, we're still bearish, right? Overall, we're still expanding and selling. Things can change and everything, but I guess I just I really wanted to hit this line, but I found some points here that kind of made sense to go in for this short. See if we can get that. We're a little bit in profit now, right? I just didn't see the strong demand yet. It was a divergence, so I continued to short, and we got the total bid control here. And it's like a whipsaw. And I've talked about whipsaws before. Okay, we had an up and an up of offer and then back shebang down, like slamming you back down. It tried to go up, didn't cultivate much demand. Buying is low and bam, back down, right? Where to me it's looking that, we're poised to expand and selling now. So that's the bet that I took. So I guess I'll put the record on pause and we'll see what happens. Okay, so we're back and we did hit the take profit, so I'm pleased about that. 6,600 in profits today. Let's get the order fills on. So I went from here to here and then here to here. So ultimately, even if I had not exited here, if I held on to the original take profit, price would have gone against me, but it would have hit. But I think it was safer to exit here and wait until we saw more evidence and see indeed, we had this decrease in buying and it crossed over to selling, and this was corrective in nature, how I saw it. But this line is an area of concern. Price held here 1, 2 times, third time. So we'll see if the sellers come in and supply enough of it to further break down, or if it dries up and change in behavior and reverses. So I think got to keep the overall picture here. Compare. It's all about comparisons. Find the divergences, count the points of confluence. Now we're hitting this low, but you see the selling is just not as strong. So I wouldn't want to continue being in a short position now. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoy this video. I'll catch you next time.